The vast darkness of space lit up with a burst of energy as the research vessel Star Seeker exploded into fragments. On the bridge of the Thunder of Terra, Admiral Stone watched the emergency beacon's signal pulse steadily on his command screen. His weathered face remained calm, but his gray eyes hardened like steel as he processed the information streaming across the displays. "Replay the last transmission," he ordered, his voice steady despite the tension filling the bridge. The air grew thick with anticipation as the final moments of the Star Seeker played out before them. "This is Captain Reed of the Earth research vessel Star Seeker," the recorded voice spoke clearly. "We come in peace. Please respond." A pause, then scattered alien voices speaking rapidly in their strange languages, followed by the universal translator catching up. "Unknown vessel detected. Bio readings impossible. Must be an error. These creatures, their cellular structure, they're from a death world." The recording continued, capturing the panic in the alien voices. "They have natural regeneration abilities. Their bones are reinforced. Their blood carries enough oxygen to survive in low atmosphere conditions. Weapons free. We cannot risk contact." Then came the sound of weapons fire, followed by static. Admiral Stone rose from his command chair, his movements deliberate and controlled. The bridge crew watched him, waiting. They all knew humanity's first contact protocols, always peaceful, always diplomatic. But they also knew their duty to protect Earth's citizens. "Get me everything we have on the Stellar Confederation," he commanded, "and prepare a rescue operation plan. Our people are still out there." The ship's AI quickly displayed information about the Confederation, a coalition of 15 alien species, all from worlds with gentle environments. None of them had evolved under the harsh conditions that had shaped humanity on Earth. To them, humans were something out of their worst nightmares, creatures that could survive conditions that would kill most Confederation species instantly. "Sir," his first officer spoke up, "long-range scanners show escape pods made it out before the explosion, but they're being pursued by Confederation vessels." Stone nodded, studying the tactical display. The Thunder of Terra was humanity's most advanced warship, but it had been designed with peace in mind. Its most impressive features were its rescue and medical facilities. The weapons were primarily defensive, meant to disable rather than destroy. "Plot an intercept course," Stone ordered, "but maintain Protocol 7. No aggressive actions unless directly fired upon. Let's show them what humanity really stands for." The massive ship's engines hummed to life, its stealth systems automatically engaging. The Confederation would soon learn that humans weren't just physically resilient. Their technology was equally impressive, developed through centuries of overcoming Earth's challenges. As they approached the last known coordinates of the Star Seeker, Stone received a message from Earth Command. "Admiral," the message read, "you are authorized to conduct rescue operations. Priority is saving our people. But remember, we're still hoping for peaceful relations with the Confederation. Show them both our strength and our wisdom." Stone allowed himself a small smile. This was why he had joined the Earth Defense Fleet. Not for combat, but for moments like this. Moments when humanity could prove itself to be more than just survivors of a harsh world. "All hands," he announced shipwide. "This is Admiral Stone. We have Earth citizens in danger, and we're going to bring them home. But remember your training. We are not here for revenge. We are not here to start a war. We are here to show the galaxy what humanity truly stands for, the strength to defend our own, and the wisdom to do it without unnecessary violence." The bridge crew straightened in their seats, pride evident in their postures. The Thunder of Terra's engines powered up to full capacity, its massive frame moving with surprising grace for a ship its size. In the distance, Confederation ships began to detect something on their scanners. Something big was moving towards them, something their sensors couldn't quite understand. Their crews would soon learn why the sight of a human warship struck both fear and awe in those who witnessed it. The rescue mission had begun, and with it, the galaxy's first real lesson about humanity. that their most remarkable trait wasn't their physical capabilities or their advanced technology, but their ability to show restraint even when they held the power to do otherwise. Captain Reed pulled himself through the narrow maintenance shaft of his escape pod, checking on his surviving crew members. The pod's emergency lights cast a soft red glow over their faces as they worked to boost their distress signal. Their research vessel might be gone, but they weren't finished yet. "Status report," he called out, his voice steady despite their situation. The crew needed calm leadership now more than ever. "Pod systems at 60%, Captain," his engineer answered, fingers dancing over the controls. "But those alien ships are still out there. They're trying to track us." Reed nodded, moving to the pod's small viewport. The escape pod's stealth systems were holding for now, but they were simple compared to what the Thunder of Terra could do. He allowed himself a small smile, knowing that help would already be on the way. Meanwhile, in the Grand Council chamber of the Stellar Confederation's flagship, chaos erupted among the gathered representatives. The massive room, designed to accommodate 15 different species' environmental needs, buzzed with angry voices and frightened whispers. "We had no choice," declared the head council member, his scaled skin reflecting the chamber's lights. Their biological readings were off the charts. Did you see their bone density? Their ability to process toxins? Their walking weapons? A smaller representative floated forward in her anti-gravity bubble, her crystalline form glittering. But they made no aggressive moves. The research vessel was broadcasting peace signals in 12 different formats. "We acted in fear, not wisdom." Before anyone could respond, alarms blared throughout the chamber. A junior officer burst in, his forearms trembling as he delivered the news. "Emergency alert. Our sensors have detected something massive approaching, but it's like nothing we've ever seen before." The council chamber's main screen activated, showing a massive shape moving through space. The ship was clearly of human design, but it seemed to fade in and out of their sensors like a ghost. Its size alone should have made it easy to track, yet their most advanced detection systems struggled to maintain a lock. Back on the Thunder of Terra, Admiral Stone studied the tactical display showing the positions of the escape pods and the Confederation pursuit vessels. His ship's advanced sensors had no trouble cutting through the chaos of space to locate their targets. "Launch rescue shuttles 1 through 4, he ordered. "Full stealth protocols. Get our people out before they know we're here." The rescue shuttles slipped from the Thunder of Terra's massive frame like water droplets, each one carrying a full medical team and security detail. The Confederation ships, still searching for the escape pods, remained unaware of the rescue operation happening right under their sensors. Captain Reed and his crew felt their pod shudder slightly. A familiar docking seal sound followed, and moments later, the rescue team appeared through the airlock. The relief on his crew's faces made all their careful planning worth it. "Captain," the rescue team leader said with a crisp salute, "Admiral Stone sends his compliments and apologizes for the delay." As the rescue operations continued, the Confederation Council received another shocking report. Their pursuit vessels had lost all traces of the human escape pods. It was as if they had vanished into thin air, along with any chance of containing what the Council now saw as a serious threat. "We must act decisively," the head council member declared. "Call in the battle fleet. These humans are too dangerous to be allowed to roam freely in our space." The crystalline representative spoke up again. "You're making another mistake. Think about what we've seen. Their technology, their capabilities, yet they've shown no aggression. Even now, they're likely just rescuing their people." "That's exactly what makes them dangerous," another council member interrupted. "We can't even track their ships properly. Their biological capabilities are beyond anything we've encountered. How can we defend against something we can't understand?" The rescue shuttle silently docked back with the Thunder of Terra, bringing their rescued crew members to safety. Admiral Stone watched the Confederation ships scrambling to find them, knowing that soon he would have to reveal his ship's presence. But for now, he had achieved his first objective: saving Earth's citizens without firing a single shot. The real test would come next, as Stone knew the Confederation wouldn't stop with just this incident. Humanity's first contact with galactic civilization had gone badly wrong, but there was still a chance to fix it. The question was whether the Confederation would listen to reason, or if their fear would drive them to even greater mistakes. Admiral Bluescale stood on his command deck, his scales darkening with frustration as he watched the sensor readings. The human warship had appeared and disappeared from their screens 6 times in the last hour, each time in a different location. It was like trying to catch smoke with bare hands. "Full battle fleet approaching, Admiral," his second-in-command reported. 20 warships, our finest crews. The massive ships of the Confederation's fleet emerged from faster-than-light travel, their weapons already charged and ready. "Deploy in attack formation," Bluescale ordered. "The humans must be found and contained. We cannot allow such a dangerous species to roam freely." Meanwhile, aboard the Thunder of Terra, Admiral Stone watched the Confederation fleet's arrival with calm interest. Their ships were impressive in size and number, but their formation showed their inexperience with real combat. Their weapons might be powerful, but they had never faced an opponent who truly knew how to fight. "Sir," his tactical officer called out, "the rescued crew from Starseeker have some interesting information." Before their ship was destroyed, they managed to download part of the Confederation's tactical database. Stone raised an eyebrow. Even in disaster, his people had kept their wits about them. What did they find? "The Confederation has never fought a real war, sir. Their weapons are designed to fight pirates and criminals from their own worlds. They've never faced anything like us." In the medical bay of the Thunder of Terra, Captain Reed and his crew were already planning their next move. The rescue pods they had used weren't just survival vessels. They were packed with advanced technology that could help turn the tide. "The Confederation ships have a weak point in their sensor arrays," Reed explained to the medical staff treating his minor injuries. "We discovered it just before they attacked us. If we can exploit it, we might be able to end this without bloodshed." Above a nearby planet, 3 Confederation scout ships suddenly lost all power. They drifted helplessly in space, their crews panicking as their systems went dark one by one. The rescue pods that the Confederation had been chasing had left behind small devices, human technology that could shut down their ships without harming the crews. "This is impossible," Bluescale roared as reports of more disabled ships flooded in. "How are they doing this? Where are they?" The answer came in the form of a massive shape appearing right in the middle of his fleet. The Thunder of Terra dropped its stealth field, revealing itself in all its glory. The human warship was beautiful in a terrifying way, its hull designed not just for war, but for survival in the harshest conditions. "This is Admiral Stone of the Earth Defense Fleet," a calm voice transmitted on all frequencies. "Your ships are being disabled by non-lethal means. We have no desire for conflict. Stand down, and let's discuss this like civilized beings." Bluescale's bridge crew stared in shock at their sensors. The human ship had been among them the entire time, studying them, learning their weaknesses. They could have been destroyed at any moment, yet the humans had chosen not to fire a single shot. "Sir," one of Bluescale's officers reported, voice shaking, "scans show their weapons aren't even powered up. They're running on defensive systems only." The revelation hit Bluescale like a physical blow. These humans, these creatures they had feared so much, had such advanced technology that they didn't even need weapons to render his fleet helpless. Yet they still sought peace. On the Thunder of Terra, Stone watched as more Confederation ships lost power. Captain Reed's discovery was proving invaluable. The devices left by the rescue pods were doing their work perfectly, shutting down ships without harming anyone. "Send another message," Stone ordered. "Tell them we're ready to help restore power to their ships as soon as they agree to peaceful discussions. And prepare our diplomatic team. It's time the Confederation learned what humanity is really about." The stars seemed to watch in silence as the mighty Confederation fleet floated powerless, their greatest warriors humbled not by human weapons, but by human wisdom. The hunt had ended before it truly began, and now came the harder part, building trust where fear had taken root. The Confederation scientists aboard their flagship worked frantically to understand what had happened to their fleet. Their most powerful weapons had barely scratched the thunder of Terra's shields, and now half their ships floated powerless in space. But what truly shocked them was watching the human ship fly straight through an ionic storm that would have torn apart any Confederation vessel. "Look at their hull design," one scientist said, pointing at the scanning readings. "It's built to withstand conditions that would kill most species. These humans, they're used to surviving in environments we can't even imagine." Admiral Bluescale watched from his command deck as the human ship moved through space like it owned it. His own flagship's weapons had proven useless against their shields. The humans had somehow adapted their defense technology to absorb and redirect energy, something his scientists had thought impossible. "Sir," his weapons officer called out, "we've analyzed their shield technology. It's based on their planet's magnetic field. They've somehow replicated their world's natural defenses." Meanwhile, aboard the Thunder of Terra, Admiral Stone was giving orders for the next phase of their operation. "Deploy our repair teams to the disabled Confederation ships. Full environmental suits. Let's not frighten them more than necessary." Captain Reed, now recovered from his ordeal, stood beside Stone on the bridge. "Sir, we should show them the footage from Earth. Let them understand why we're built the way we are." Stone nodded, and soon the screens of every functioning Confederation ship filled with images of Earth. They saw humans living in every environment their world had to offer, from the freezing poles to burning deserts, from the highest mountains to the deepest oceans. The Confederation crews watched in amazement as they saw humans walking through sandstorms, diving into icy waters, climbing sheer cliffs, and even jumping out of aircraft for fun. Each image helped them understand why humans had developed such incredible survival capabilities. "These recordings," a Confederation scientist whispered, "they're not showing us their military power. They're showing us their home." In the medical bay of a disabled Confederation ship, the crew got their first close-up look at humans as repair teams worked to restore their systems. The humans moved with careful precision, their environmental suits designed to be as non-threatening as possible while still protecting them. "Your ship will have power back in about 10 minutes, the human repair team leader explained through a translator. "We've also upgraded your life support systems. They'll work better now." The Confederation crew couldn't help but notice how the humans had improved their technology while fixing it. Instead of seeking revenge for the attack on their research vessel, the humans were helping them become better. Back on the Thunder of Terra, Stone received an urgent message from Earth Command. Reports were coming in of more Confederation fleets mobilizing across the galaxy. The situation was escalating despite their peaceful intentions. "Sir," his tactical officer reported, "we're detecting unusual energy readings from the disabled ships. Their cores are becoming unstable. Their shutdown procedures must be different from what we expected." Without hesitation, Stone ordered the Thunder of Terra to move closer to the damaged ships. "Extend our shields around their vessels. We're not losing anyone today, human or alien." The human warship's shields stretched out, enveloping the failing Confederation ships in a protective bubble. The Confederation crews watched in awe as their ships' warning sirens fell silent, their cores stabilizing under the humans' protection. On his flagship, Admiral Bluescale received a report that made his scales pale. "The humans, they just saved 3,000 of our people. Their shields protected our ships when our own safety systems failed." The Thunder of Terra hung in space, its shields glowing softly as it protected both friend and foe alike. The sight made many Confederation officers question everything they had assumed about these strange creatures from a harsh world. One of Bluescale's junior officers spoke up, saying what many were beginning to think. "Maybe we were wrong about them. Their power doesn't come from their strength or their technology. It comes from their willingness to help others, even those who attack them." Captain Reed stood in the communications center of the Thunder of Terra, surrounded by recovered data from his destroyed research vessel. The truth about the first contact disaster needed to be shared, and now he had the means to do it. His crew had managed to save not just the scientific data, but also all the communication logs from their encounter. Broadcasting on all Confederation frequencies, the communication officer announced, "They won't be able to ignore this." Across the Confederation fleet, screens lit up with the complete, unedited footage of the Star Seeker's approach. Everyone could now see how carefully the human ship had followed first contact protocols, how they had kept their weapons powered down, and how they had tried to communicate peacefully in multiple languages. In the Grand Council chamber, the crystalline representative's form sparkled with vindication as she spoke. "Look at the evidence. The humans went to extraordinary lengths to appear non-threatening. They even adjusted their approach vector to match our comfort parameters." The reaction among the Confederation ships was immediate. Several captains began openly questioning their orders. The humans had not only proven themselves technologically superior, but they had also shown remarkable restraint in the face of unprovoked aggression. Admiral Bluescale watched the footage with growing unease. His own sensors confirmed that the records were genuine. The humans had done everything right, and the Confederation had responded with fear and violence. "Sir," his second-in-command reported, "we're receiving messages from 6 different fleet commanders. They're refusing to attack the human ship. Some are even offering to protect it from more aggressive elements." On the Thunder of Terra, Admiral Stone received the news of the Confederation's growing internal conflict with careful optimism. "Send a message to all ships," he ordered. "Tell them we appreciate their support, but we don't want to cause a civil war. We're here to make friends, not split their alliance apart." The message spread quickly through the Confederation ranks. More and more ships began powering down their weapons. Some even requested permission to approach the Thunder of Terra for a closer look at the ship that had changed their understanding of what was possible. Captain Reed's voice continued to broadcast across all channels, sharing not just the truth about the first contact, but also stories about Earth and its people. He told them about how humans had learned to work together despite their differences, how they had overcome countless disasters and setbacks, and how they had finally reached for the stars not to conquer, but to learn and grow. "We come from a world that tried to kill us every day," Reed explained. "But that didn't make us cruel. It made us strong, yes, but it also taught us the importance of helping others. We learned that survival isn't just about being tough, it's about working together." In the Confederation Council chamber, the balance of power shifted as more representatives began to side with the crystalline member who had first spoken in humanity's defense. The head council member found his position becoming increasingly difficult to maintain. "Perhaps," he finally admitted, "we should reconsider our approach to these humans. Their actions speak louder than our fears." Back on the Thunder of Terra, Stone watched as more Confederation ships moved to peaceful positions. Their sensors showed weapons powering down across the fleet, fear being replaced by curiosity and cautious respect. A message from Earth Command appeared on his screen. "Well done, Admiral. You've managed to turn a potential war into a diplomatic opportunity. Standard first contact protocols are now back in effect." Stone allowed himself a small smile. The humans' reputation for being dangerous wasn't wrong. They were indeed capable of incredible feats of survival and warfare. But now the Confederation was beginning to understand that this same strength could be used to protect and help others. Captain Reed joined him on the bridge, watching as the situation continued to improve. "Sir," he said, "I think they're finally starting to understand. We're not just survivors of a harsh world. We're teachers, helpers, and friends to those who need us." The Thunder of Terra hung in space, no longer seen as a threat, but as a symbol of something new. A bridge between the gentle worlds of the Confederation and the harsh but enlightening lessons of Earth. The medical bay of the Thunder of Terra had become an unexpected meeting point between humans and aliens. Confederation medical officers watched in amazement as human doctors treated injuries and illnesses that their own medical technology struggled to handle. The humans' understanding of biology, shaped by their harsh world, had given them insights that the Confederation had never considered. "Your cellular repair techniques are extraordinary," a Confederation doctor said, watching a human medical team treat plasma burns on one of their injured crew members. "You can heal damage that we thought was permanent." Admiral Bluescale himself stood in the medical bay, his scales now a more peaceful blue shade as he observed the humans at work. He had come to see for himself why so many of his people were changing their minds about these strange creatures from Earth. "Your medical technology," he said to Admiral Stone, who had joined him, "it's not designed just for humans, is it?" Stone shook his head. "On Earth, we learned to treat thousands of different species. Our planet has more variety of life than most. It taught us to be adaptable, to find ways to help any living thing that needs it." Throughout the Confederation fleet, stories began to spread. Tales of human engineers fixing problems that had plagued their ships for years. Reports of human medical teams saving lives that would have been lost. Accounts of human scientists sharing knowledge freely, helping the Confederation understand things they had never even thought to question. Captain Reed, now acting as a liaison between the Thunder of Terra and the Confederation ships, found himself explaining Earth's history. "Yes, we have fought many wars," he told a group of fascinated alien officers. "But from each conflict, we learned not just how to fight better, but why we should fight less." In the Confederation Council chamber, the mood had shifted dramatically. The head council member, who had once called for humanity's containment, now spoke of cooperation and cultural exchange. "These humans," he addressed the council, "they have shown us something remarkable. They possess power that could have destroyed us, technology that could have humbled us, yet they chose to help us instead. Perhaps this is why they survived their harsh world, not just through strength, but through wisdom." The crystalline representative who had first defended humanity added, "Their world didn't just make them strong. It taught them empathy. They know what it means to struggle, to face challenges that seem impossible. That's why they're so quick to help others." Aboard the Thunder of Terra, Stone received new orders from Earth Command. They were to begin formal diplomatic relations with the Confederation, starting with a cultural exchange program. The first step would be inviting Confederation representatives to visit Earth. "Are you sure they're ready to see our world?" his first officer asked. "Earth might seem quite dangerous to them." Stone smiled. "They need to see it, not just the harsh parts, but how we've learned to live with them. How we've turned challenges into opportunities." "Besides," he added, looking at the group of Confederation officers touring their ship, "I think they're starting to understand us better." Admiral Bluescale's next action surprised everyone. He officially requested to be Earth's first diplomatic visitor. "I need to see this world that created such remarkable people," he explained. "A place that could forge beings capable of such strength and compassion must have much to teach us." The Thunder of Terra's crew watched as more Confederation ships arrived, not for battle this time, but for peaceful contact. Engineers exchanged ideas, doctors shared techniques, and soldiers talked about protecting the peace rather than preparing for war. In his quarters, Captain Reed finished writing his report about the entire incident. He paused at the final paragraph, thinking carefully about his words. Perhaps this was the best way for first contact to happen. The Confederation needed to see both our strength and our restraint. They needed to learn that humanity's power lies not in our ability to survive a harsh world, but in our choice to use that strength to help others thrive in it. 1 month after the first contact incident, the Thunder of Terra floated peacefully in orbit around Earth. Its massive frame had become a symbol not of war, but of understanding between two very different civilizations. On its observation deck, Admiral Bluescale stood with Admiral Stone, watching the blue planet spin below them. "Your oceans," Bluescale said softly, "they cover most of your world. Yet you built cities on every continent, learned to cross these vast waters, and even made homes in the deep. My people would have given up. Yours turned it into an adventure." Stone nodded, remembering his own first deep-sea mission years ago. "That's the thing about humans. We don't see obstacles. We see challenges to overcome. not just for ourselves, but for anyone who needs help. The ship's communication system came alive with Captain Reed's voice. He was planetside, hosting the first group of Confederation scientists at a research facility in the Amazon rainforest. "You should see their faces," he reported cheerfully. "They can't believe we built research stations in such an extreme environment. But they're learning fast." Across Earth, similar scenes played out. Confederation visitors discovered a world that by their standards should have been impossible to inhabit. Yet humans had not only survived here, but had built a civilization that reached for the stars while remembering to protect their harsh but beautiful home. In the Confederation Council, now temporarily relocated to a specially designed facility in Geneva, the head council member made a historic announcement. "We hereby recognize Earth and humanity as full members of the Stellar Confederation. Their unique experiences and capabilities will make us stronger. Their wisdom will make us better." The crystalline representative, who had become Earth's strongest advocate, added a surprising revelation. "We have discovered that several worlds we thought uninhabitable might support life after all. With human guidance, we could help new civilizations emerge and grow." Back on the Thunder of Terra, the ship's AI displayed messages from across the galaxy. Other species, hearing about the humans, began reaching out. Some lived on worlds almost as challenging as Earth. They had been too afraid to contact the Confederation, fearing the same rejection humans had first faced. "Looks like we're not alone after all," Stone said, reading the messages. "There are others out there who understand what it means to grow up on a difficult world." Admiral Bluescale's scales shifted to a deep purple of respect. "You've changed everything," he said, "not through force, but through persistence and compassion. My people thought your ship was a threat when we first detected it. We didn't understand that it was actually a bridge." The Thunder of Terra's engines hummed softly as maintenance crews, both human and Confederation, worked together to prepare it for its next mission. The ship would lead a joint expedition to contact these newly discovered civilizations, sharing the lessons both humans and the Confederation had learned. In his personal log, Captain Reed made his final entry about the first contact incident. "Today marks 1 month since we thought we had failed in our mission to meet the Confederation. Looking back, what seemed like a disaster turned into the perfect introduction. They needed to see humanity at our best. Strong enough to fight if needed, but wise enough to choose peace instead." As Earth's sun set, casting long shadows across the Thunder of Terra's hull, Admiral Stone received a new message from Earth Command. More Confederation ships were approaching, but this time there was no fear, no tension. They came bringing gifts, knowledge, and friendship. Hard to believe it all started with an alert about a human warship on the move. Stone mused, watching the ships approach. Bluescale made a sound that humans had learned was laughter. "Yes, but now we know better. It wasn't just a warship moving through space. It was humanity reaching out, showing us that strength without compassion is meaningless, and that the harshest worlds can produce the kindest hearts." The Thunder of Terra's lights glowed warmly in the darkness of space, no longer a source of fear, but a beacon of hope. Humanity had found its place among the stars, not by conquering or dominating, but by showing the galaxy that true power lies in the ability to help others grow stronger.